Hi, and welcome to Make It Just So. Here I am back in the studio on part 5 of our dance costume. So we probably will have this video and one more to complete the entire costume making. So I hope you've been intrigued enough to see what's the next step, and I can't wait to share it. All right, here we go. This is what we're working with today. We have the dance costumes are complete to this point. They have our lovely fringe. Now I want to show you a trick with fringe, and I'm probably going to do a separate post on my blog about this because it's that good. Let me get my little sample. I'll just chat while you check out some gorgeous rhinestones. Look at those gorgeous crystal ABs. I'm going to show you the examples, the trial and errors, okay? So here we are. We have fringe, and you want to sew it on a stretch material, but problem is when you purchase most fringe, like I'm talking about the chainette fringe, it's not stretch, it's coming on something like, so here's a little strand, right? Oh, by the way, do you like my new setup? I kind of cleaned up my messy shelf. I've got my little baby Yoda and Lammy on display, and all my yarn that I inherited from a crocheter my mom, who got carpal tunnel, so she can't really crochet or knit anymore, but I do on occasion. I'll probably start doing more of those. If you'd like to see that on my channel, comment below and let me know. I would love to do that. But see, this is about the extent of, let me share my little guy here. Here he is, little teddy bear. He kind of looks like a little creepy with those eyes, but those were, where did I get them? Oh yeah, I got the Star Wars crochet kit, and these are to be for R2-D2, but I just had some extras and I made a little practice bear, so he's kind of cute. Tail and doll. Anyway, I love the amigurumi. The amigurumi, is that how you pronounce it? Crocheting in the round. I think that's so fun, and I'd like to learn how to do more. So anyway, where were we? Fringe. Okay, tabletop view. Here we go. This is what you get fringe. It comes with, typically, at least the fringe I was using, comes with these 3 threads sewn across all the strands of fringe, which are bent in a little U. Okay, so here's the cut ends over here, and up here they just bend and go back down. Okay, so when you sew these onto something, they do not stretch, and if you're sewing them onto something that does stretch and you want to retain that stretch, you don't always need to retain the stretch, but sometimes you do, and especially around the circumference, like around somebody's waist, something that needs to stretch as they wear it. Well, there's a trick for that, and it's amazing, and it took me so much trial and error, but here's what an example looks like, okay? These are 2 rows of regular old fringe sewn onto my stretch Mystique fabric, lined in the white tricot, like I've shown you before how I did the costumes. And look, boop, boop. Oh, Paprika's joining us. Sorry for the earthquake shaking. You'll see her soon. She'll poke her little nose in. Say hi, Paprika. You're on camera. So sorry about that. Tail front and center. Anyway, you can get these to stretch. Kitty, she needs more attention today. You can get these to stretch by simply doing this little trick I'm going to show you here. So if you can see, there's 3 threads here. I don't know, give it a minute to focus. And you want to pull out. If you catch it just right, the thread will just pull, okay? Here, Paprika, play with that. The thread will just pull like a chain stitch, and it'll just come undone. Let me see if I can snip it for you. And apparently not all, don't play with the costumes, Paprika. Not all chainette fringe does it, but the ones, this is what she does when she's not getting enough attention. Her favorite thing to do is to pluck pins from my pin cushion. So Paprika, are you going to help us teach the skill, or are you just here to cause trouble? I think it's the latter. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is explain it to you in words, because that one is participating. But here you go. You could see right here, This one, I did not need to pull it out, but the under layer I did. What you do is you pull out, of the 3 threads, you pull out the top and the bottom thread, okay? So let me draw it for you. Here we go. Okay. You're gonna have fringe, and it looks like strands like this. The cut ends down here, looped ends at the top, lined up in a neat row. I've got fringe under there, sorry about that. Okay, and then right here you're gonna have 3 rows of stitching. 1, 2, 3, and that makes up the band at the top of the fringe. Okay, what you're going to do is pull out this middle thread. Use your seam ripper, find it just right, and it should just pull, and the whole thing will come undone. And then once you've got that middle thread out, you're going to zigzag, do a zigzag stitch on your machine in between the top and bottom threads. Once you've got it secured onto your garment, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pull out this top thread and bottom thread, and you will be left with a zigzag stitch holding your fringe onto your stretch fabric, and it stretches. It's amazing, best thing ever. I mean, life-changing really for dance costumes. So you've got to try that. So that was good. We did that. I also made gloves. We got the gloves made. Let me show those to you. Paprika will entertain you for a second while I grab a pair of the finished gloves. So these were exciting. All we needed for these was the arm measurements. So at the wrist, let me show you here on the table, and then I'll show you on. Okay, this is what they look like. And then I'll show you the big picture because that's better. Okay, I'll try one on for you. So cute. This girl's tiny, so I don't know. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! And there's a little finger loop, which I'm not going to put my finger through, but you get the idea. Ta-da-da-da! Look at that fringe. How fun. Paprika, leave it alone. Look how cute. So that's exciting. And no, Paprika, cats like to chew on elastic. Does anyone else have that issue? You know, have you seen that? Because it's just like, she can't help herself. Let's see if you can see her on camera. Can you even see a little bit of her fur? Probably not. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, here we go. We are going to, what I'm doing today at this step is going ahead and matching up. I want to make these costumes identical, and these are sew-on rhinestones. I did this very carefully in a way that didn't involve having the knots on the inside, because think how uncomfortable if you're wearing this costume and you have a snuggish, like choker type neckband, and at the top and bottom of all these rhinestones is a knot. I don't know. To me, the skin on your neck is sensitive, and to me that would just seem irritating. So I did it very carefully, and I hid the knots under the actual stones on the front, and I didn't mark up the fabric either, because it's not something I plan on doing or that I know that they're doing, but you can pluck rhinestones off of costumes and reuse them. And so I didn't want to leave the costume unusable if they ever chose to do that, so I just made the marks with chalk, nothing permanent, and I'm super proud of how that came out. No pokey knots on the inside, evenly spaced up and down, because I had to do the measuring carefully. Also had to make sure that the stones, since they're ovals not circles, had to be straight up and down on the vertical and not wonky. And now I'm going to show you how this is going to get the stones, same layout onto the next costume. But just one interesting point to make. This is a duo, and one costume is a couple sizes up from the other, so the neckband is longer. And my first thought was, well, I'll just space out the stones more, but then you lose the effect. The pattern that we're going for just gets spaced out and it won't look right. So my solution, which the plan is, I'm going to go ahead and space them out identically, and with the extra little bit on each end, I'm going to do like a holding pattern, a repeat of some of the stones, so that it's filled in, so that I thought about even spacing them out more on the back, but I don't want to mess up that pattern. I think the main thing that matters is that there's the even pattern on both of them, front, back, side, because if they wear their hair, if their hair is either going to be up or they're wearing a little tiny page boy wig like in the Chicago Broadway musical. So I'm just going to fill it in with some SS20s to make it pretty and blingy, but it won't have the same pattern with these giant sew-ons. So anxious to be done with the sew-ons, or yeah, because those are, I don't like hand sewing. It's not my favorite, but I love these chubby stones. They're just gorgeous. So with the extra, so there's an odd number of these big ovals. These, what are they? 24 by 17 crystal ABs. We're going to put one, we've decided with the extra right here, which I thought was so cool. Such a cool focal point. And then we have, we've got, let me show you here. We've got crystal AB SS20s and 16s. So also I'm getting some 30s and 40s and 50s in, but those primarily will be for the neckband. What we've got to scatter are the SS20s and 16s, and this costume we're really going to bling out. And this is really, I don't typically stone the costumes, I just sew them, but I'm so excited with this costume. This is, it just feels like it's been such a process, like I'm birthing this creation, and I can't just hand it over. So at very least, the plan is I'm going to do the stuff with the bigger stones so that they're definitely symmetrical, and if we're cutting it too close, I may hand over to the moms at that point to finish the general stoning, because this is going to take some on the mesh to kind of fade out the bling. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited to see it all done. And yeah, these are the SS20s here that I'm playing with, and we still have to figure out here. They're going to go along the fringe. Scooch it up here so you could see. Yeah, that's hard to see. But I will definitely do some video when it's all done so you can see it all blinged out in all its blingy glory. Super pumped for that. Also, don't forget, we got to show some bling love to the gloves, and those will be fun too. We get to use some of the chubby ovals, the smaller ones, what are they, 16 by 11s, and definitely the SS20s and SS16s. Let me put some SS16s next to those just so you can see the difference. Yeah, also, did I mention, yeah, I've got my Lammy up there behind me. I forgot, I know I mentioned Baby Yoda, which I wanted to make a pattern for, but Disney's kind of having a little bit of a crackdown on people who are admiring and creating their own Baby Yoda, so I don't know about that. But here's the SS20s and 16s. Super cute next to each other. Can't really appreciate that on camera. But all right, so that's where I'm at. I'm sewing on and about to be gluing on the rhinestones, and let me bring it back to full screen. There we go. And I'm super excited. I'm excited to share that with you guys and wrap this project up, share any tidbits, anything I have forgotten to mention along the way on how to make this costume. I might throw up a free glove pattern on the website. I think that would be something that we could do, and it came in handy for me. I would appreciate having found that so I wouldn't have to draft it myself if it was me on the other end making a costume. And we'll check back in, check out the website, makeitjustsew.com, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with more soon. Thanks everyone, bye.